Alright, game number 2 of Microsoft Dota DOS versus Google Cloud players. Dota DOS kind of got their asses whooped in the last game, but hopefully they can give us a slightly better showing this game. I feel like generally the lanes just didn't go well for them. Like they got kind of hard counted in every lane. Although I feel like the PA lane probably should have gone a little bit better. PA against Razor doesn't seem like one of those like impossible lanes, but the other two were pretty rough. So I would like to see stronger lanes come out of Dota DOS to at least make sure they don't like get into this unrecoverable situation like 10 minutes into the game. So I guess it also depends on like, you know, what heroes they play as well. But I mean, there was like a first pick Razor last game and they didn't really get addressed either. So oh, hold on, I lost face cam. That's interesting. Did I not have that for the previous game as well? That's fine. Yeah, so that was a bit of a bummer that they got dumpstered so hard. So far, bans have been pretty similar. It seems like Google Cloud players are just banning like really strong supports to make it hard. Okay, so here's a bit of a change up from Dota DOS. They banned the Razor, who was first picked last game. I guess it is like a pretty strong first pick, right? Even though I feel like the hero itself isn't that at that point yet, but given the flexibility of like being able to just put it wherever you want is great. They also have second pick on the side of Dota DOS this time, so at least God Gamer Bob Ross, he's not going to get completely dumpstered by playing Bloodseeker into Monkey King. So we'll see. Hopefully he gets a better showing. I would like to see him rotate a little bit earlier in the game as well. Like last game he picked up level 6. The first gank went poorly because Rubik already used telekinesis, and then he came in for a rupture gank, and then Razor just TP'd out of there, so that was pretty unfortunate. Oh, Google Cloud players are going to pick up Jakiro this time, so I don't know if I've seen them play Jakiro. Oh, they've played it once. Yeah, Bane yeah, they go to like Bane, Legion Commander, and Phoenix. I mean, Legion Commander's not really a support, but Legion Commander is in the pool still for Google Cloud players, so you can potentially see Diablo pick that up and stomp people pretty hard, because that's what happened when they played against us. So I've been on the receiving end of that before. Ogre gonna be the pickup for Dota DOS. This hero is a little bit more stable in the laning phase. It's just like a generally like beefy hero. It's not the easiest to lose the lane, but also it's kind of hard to win the lane, right? At least from what I've seen, like, you know, there's this like kind of bell curve with like success, right? Like people forget how to deal with Ogre in the lane, and it's like, oh, maybe we should just ignore Ogre altogether, and that would resolve all of our problems. So like when heroes come into the meta, like people like don't really know how to deal with them. Once people start figuring out how to deal with them, then they start losing efficacy. Okay, Witch Doctor gonna be the second support picked up for Dota DOS. I don't like this too much in the sense that like these are 2 position 5 heroes, right? I think if I had to choose, I would probably pick Witch Doctor to be the position 4 here, because he definitely does better with farm than the Ogre does. But this could be an Ogre Midas game. Nah, it's they're already struggling with the early game a little bit, so I think going for a Midas is like definitely not a good idea for Dota DOS. Like they just need to get something on the scoreboard earlier, right? So I would like to not see an Ogre. Although this could also be an off-lane Ogre. That's not that common anymore, but it is. I feel like it still has a lot of potential, right? Like Midas is, you know, it's a dead item. It's been nerfed a lot. It's no longer. Oh, actually, I don't know if it's in this patch, but the reliable gold change. Again, it's unclear if this is being played on 7.26b. Actually, no, okay. Even if it was 7.26b, Midas is not reliable, right? Only passive income is reliable now, so even if you pick up a Midas, you die a lot, then like it's pointless anyway. Doesn't really help you fight. Midas is dead island, except on maybe Ogre and like an offlane Ogre, and then it helps you get to like a Hex a bit faster. But that's like pretty late game, right? Like I kind of feel like this game might end just before that even happens. So I wouldn't bet my money on a Midas Hex Ogre. Quap gonna get banned out from Google Cloud Players again. So I mean, potentially they could set up for another Razor pick, right? I don't think these two supports do that well against Razor early on. Maybe with some lucky like cast bounces, but they don't really have a whole lot to stop this Razor from just running at. Oh no, Razor's banned now. What am I talking about? Puck is going to be the ban here. Lina's an interesting pickup because I think this is going to be positioned for Lina. I feel like Lina is not a very good hero right now in any role, but if I had to pick, probably position 4. I feel like she doesn't do enough from mid anymore. Like compared to like every other hero who's really popular right now, I think she's like a little bit too squishy in the latest parts of the game. I feel like the meta right now is very focused on like tanking up early on, and Lina doesn't really have any options for that. Centaur's going to be the pickup for Dododos. So I definitely would like to see Witch Doctor lane with the Centaur, although I guess it really does depend on who the other hero is, right? If this is a support Lina, you probably don't want to play a melee hero against support Lina. That's pretty rough, because you can just get LSA'd really easily. Timbersaw. Okay, now I've switched my mind. I've changed my mind. I think you should put Witch Doctor against the Timbersaw because of the Maledict. It would be pretty helpful, but I can't really think of like what kind of carry could do well against these two heroes. You probably want a ranged hero. 10 seconds. Like, but Drow seems kind of bad. I think Drow's like an insta loss hero. Okay, I like Troll. I like Troll a lot. This could be the hero that deals with the Timbersaw. I feel like the go-to for, if you think of like range carries, you just think of Drow, you know, like the classic League of Legends like ADC style hero. But Troll is pretty versatile in his own right. He needs to be careful about getting blown up by Lugina Blades, but other than that, it should be pretty easy to get his ultimate off in most fights. So it is looking like a pretty good Troll game so far. And just generally, I like that Dododos' lineup this time has a lot more like team fight, I guess. Like you've got this Centaur ulti, Death Ward is not really anything to scoff at, although Timbersaw will largely shrug off the Death Ward, but Maledict is still very good against Timber. But yeah, this Death Ward should be pretty good against every other hero. I wonder what Google Cloud Players' response to this Troll is going to be. We normally see OD, I think, is like the big counter to Troll, because like Troll has the lowest int gain, but then and subsequently like mana, right? You don't really want to build any like mana items on Troll either. But I think OD is like not a good hero either right now. He takes a little bit too long to come online. He has similar problems to like, okay, PA is going to be the pickup for Google Cloud Players, so hopefully they can do a little bit better with this PA than Dododos did. This usually isn't the best matchup against Troll. You just end up getting Welly axed, and then like you can't really hit him, and Troll has enough attack speed that, you know, you're gonna hit the PA eventually.
10 seconds.
To be fair, you usually don't want to buy an MKB on Troll. There are better items to buy, like Diffusal Blade, Maelstrom, SY, Satanic. So the evasion piecing is going to be pretty far out for the Troll. He probably wants a BKB this game as well to deal with Jakira and, you know, just ignore them altogether. Also Timbersaw. So potentially I could see this PA being very good here. You know, you just like wait out the whirling axes and then you strike. Witch Doctor is also going to have a pretty rough time against this PA, and even Ogre with his 8 base armor will eventually fall to this PA, right? Like it's a tough game to be a support against PA and Timbersaw. There's a lot of dive. There's not many places that are safe. So, in terms of God Gamer Bob Ross's hero, the bid for Dododos, well, they have last pick, so hopefully they can get something. I think they need like a tempo maker, right? Because Troll, he still needs a lot of farm to get online. He's not just like he's great in these like 1v1 2v2 situations, but in the 5v5s he needs like a BKB otherwise. Okay, so they do ban the OD on Dododos, even though OD is not very popular right now. Viper going to be the final ban again for Google Cloud players, and last game they picked Monkey King afterwards, but that was because they were up against a mid Bloodseeker. It was pretty obvious it was going to be a mid Bloodseeker. This time they don't have fast picks, so they're going to go with TA. Lots of negative armor coming out here. PA's not going to be pressured to buy the Deso herself this game, so that means she can go for a faster BKB if that's how they decide to make the timing. My only problem with this lineup is their cores are kind of greedy. Timbersaw can make a lot of space, but TA and PA both need a pretty decent chunk of farm to go online. PA needs like Battle Fury plus one more item, and then TA needs Blink Deso. DK is going to be the final pickup here for Dododos. This is a hero that can play fast right now. So you just, every time you have your ultimate, you just go pressure some towers. He's got a ton of armor to deal with this TA early on at least. So I like the DK pickup. I'm a little bit worried that they're not going to be able to deal with this Timbersaw early on because they have 2 strength cores against the Timber, which is pretty painful. And I don't know if Troll's going to be ready. I kind of want to see Troll go for a Diffusal Blade. I feel like this kind of might be one of those games, but then if he doesn't go for a farming item, he's not going to keep up with the PA. So that's also a little bit scary, right? I will say there's also some bias with like skill difference, right? I feel like if these were like 2 even teams, I'd say this is a pretty balanced draft, but you know, it's hard to not favor Google Cloud players based on skill level. So hopefully, I mean, I do like Microsoft's draft this time. It's a lot better than the previous game. It's a lot more balanced. There's a lot of elements to it. There's tower push, there's carry, there's team fight, there's escape, or initiation, depending on how you want to use Stampede. So like, it's definitely less. It's definitely less all in on like the first 5 minutes like last game's was. Like they really needed to not feed in the first 5 minutes last game, but this game I think they have a few more opportunities to come back in with a nice Stampede or like Death Ward. Alright, Centaur eating a bunch of tower shots to get those Retaliate stacks up. I think this seems like a pretty normal laning setup. Actually, oh yeah, okay. That's just what I wanted. The Witch Doctor against the Timbersaw. Although usually I don't know. You don't want to skill the cask usually at level 1. The Maledict seems a lot better in terms of like trading harass with the enemy support, or like even potentially getting kills with these this ranged Welling axes. The cask is it's kind of meh early on, but it pretty much guarantees you can win this fight, although the LSA comes out and the cask is too early. Stanky Danky still picks it up though, so they will manage to get 3 bounty runes on the side of Dododos, a significantly better start than last game. Although Stanky Danky, he takes a lot of damage from this Lina and Timbersaw early on. Let's see where JC is. Oh, he's gonna pick up the other bounty rune, makes sense. Thought he was gonna drop a ward or something. I was like, what's going on here? So, God Gamer Bobra should have a much better lane this time. This is not... like I think after like DK gets level 3 and level 2 Dragon's Blood, I think he's gonna be okay. Like he's not gonna die unless he oversteps. But the problem is TA is also gonna have a pretty free game, so they need to be careful with that. TA is gonna be able to get way further ahead of the DK due to how fast she farms in the jungle. So we'll probably see Desolator as the first item for the TA, and then go for the Blink after. Top lane, I think this is going to be a little bit of a snooze fest. I don't see the Centaur dying unless he gets a bit like swifty. And potentially this PA could like eat a lot of damage from these two heroes as well, right? So bot lane really is, I think, where all the action is going to happen. It seems like Anju is taking a ton of damage early on from this Lina. It's pretty hard to trade against Lina. It's very frustrating to play into a position for Lina, in my opinion. Like, her attack range is huge. It's 760, it's like one of the highest in the game without any items. She didn't go for a Blightstone though, she went for a Headdress. Oh, LSA is going to land on Witch Doctor. He's taking a lot of damage early on. And now Lina's level 2, so we'll have the Fiery Soul to get even more attack speed, more efficient at trading with the Witch Doctor. So yeah, I think the Blightstone build usually is a little bit more common, I find, on these position 4 Linas. Headdress especially is like, it's been nerfed a lot since about a month ago. And getting that extra minus armor, like Witch Doctor will be reduced to 0 armor. Troll as well is not a very high armor hero, and he doesn't have the biggest like agi gain either. Yeah, it's really hard for like. Oh, another LSA comes out. Witch Doctor's getting kind of low. Yeah, the salve. It's gonna be forced to burn it now. I think this lane actually is looking really rough for them. It seems like I don't really know how they're gonna be able to stop this Timbersaw from farming. He's already level 3, so level 2 reactive armor. I don't think they can kill him anymore. This is a pretty free Timber lane now. You have to stop the Timbersaw in the first 2 levels, otherwise it becomes really difficult. So DK is having a better game so far compared to last game. Oh, LSA is going to hit onto 2 heroes. There's no Whirling Death, but he has Timber Chain. I guess it's not up against any melee strength heroes, so Timber Chain is a little bit more damage overall. And the cooldown is a bit shorter as well. Yeah, so God Game above us is going to have a better game this game, but it seems tough, right? So he's basically, as soon as he hits level 6, oh, Anju ends up going down. Yeah, oh, it's hard for this Witch Doctor. I don't know. Do they need to bring another hero down? I don't think Ogre's going to help that much either. This Timbersaw, level 2 reactive armor, seems really difficult now. So I was trying to say before Anju died was that DK, he's gonna try and hit level 6 before the 5-minute mark, so then he can pressure the tower with the dragon form plus the siege creep, and then hopefully take this tower early on. So that's his game plan. Like, if those series of events happened, this laning phase would be considered a success. But right now he's getting out denied a little bit. He probably won't hit level 6 by the end of this next creep wave. He's just trading blows with this TA, but it's not going to go favorably. Meanwhile, Witch Doctor getting zoned out from this boundary. He doesn't have cast, so he needs to be careful. Let's say it's going to pump fake it a bit. Okay, actually he should get level 6. Jakiro is making his way towards mid. Actually, okay, never. He's just gonna pick up the other bounty rune, so he'll be able to secure both. It's all 4 bounty runes going the way of Google. That's not a good start for Microsoft here. Alright, let's see what this DK can do. He is level 6 now. He's got enough mana for a dragon form. So, TA's job is to try and delay this push for as long as possible and try and take out the siege creep as well. Anju's gonna die again. Wasn't able to get the Maledict off, but that could have been a lot of damage on this Timber. He actually takes a lot of harass there, but 12 HP regen per second is not gonna be any trouble here. PA is like doing really well in last hits considering I guess they can't really pressure that much with this Ogre, right? He's burning a lot of his mana from spamming these ignites, but it's not doing anything. DD picked up for TA now. The siege creep is gonna die, so this is God Gamer Bob Ross. He's gonna miss his timing. Witch Doctor's made his way top now as well, which means this troll's all alone. This could get kind of spooky for the troll, although he will hit level 6. No, he just hit level 5 actually. And the Observer Ward spotting out this Ogre. Actually, they don't know this Witch Doctor's here yet. And now he's spotted, and Old Driver, he's seeing a lot of damage. Also, a bit of a roll swap. Old Driver was playing position 40. The Hoofstom's gonna miss, and I think Centaurs might die. PA gets fire blasted, and JC's made his way top. Should be okay. Okay, it's gonna disengage a bit here, but Timbersaw's happy to be here alone against the troll. For most heroes don't want to go 1v1 against the troll early on, but Timber is one of those exceptions to the rule. She's gonna die again. This is the 3rd death on the board for him. And already a 3k gold advantage. It's not even like that much about the kills, right? Like, it's just the position 5 who's died a bunch of times. God Gamer Bob Ross is taking a lot of damage here, but even after the Mel's track, he still has 14 armor, so he's gonna be able to shrug that off. But he still hasn't popped his dragon form. I'm kind of getting concerned about because he needs to take this mid tower before he's allowed to leave the lane. That's kind of like the big part of Dragon Knight's play, is to be able to take the mid tier 1 early with the dragon form, but he still hasn't popped it yet, and he's gonna pick up an arcane rune. So just gonna hit the jungle. Stanky Danky's in a ton of trouble now. Timbersaw just gonna cut him down with the Welling Axes, and no one can really lane here anymore. There's no wave clear on any of the supports on the side of Microsoft. The big problem with picking Ogre and Witch Doctor is they both suck at clearing waves. So Diablo's gonna have a pretty free game, it looks like. Nothing to really sub to. Okay, the dragon form's finally popped, but it's like, I feel like I should have been seeing this a while ago. It seems like he popped it just because he had an arcane rune, less because he wants to take the tower. In the meantime, he's actually level 6 now, and Anju's in a ton of trouble. Alright, never mind, it's the Ogre instead. Tim has actually come top. I think this was maybe a bit of a mistake. There's no reason to let the troll stay at bot, but in the meantime, he's chasing the enemy team. He's gonna probably get this Witch Doctor here. Nice hoof stomp, and the cast. He doesn't drop the Maledict before he goes down there. I think drop the Maledict, Anju. No, I feel like if he maledicted, he could have killed this Timbersaw, but instead Diablo's just gonna get out of there for free. But God Gamer Bob Ross has shown up now, but this guy's got 18 reactive armor stacks. He's gonna be okay. I think there's a big misplay. Anju definitely panicked there, because he definitely could have killed this Timbersaw with Maledict. Or at least saved his own life, so that, oh, he's gonna TP to the outpost? That was not the play for the Witch Doctor here. I think he definitely messed up. 10-minute bounty race, gonna be 3 for 1. Diablo's getting quite low, but here's a Timbersaw. He actually doesn't have that many reactive armor stacks, but a nice LSA from JC will stop the troll from threatening the life of Timbersaw. TA, well on her way to a Deso, has one Mithril Hammer done if she wants to buy it now. I don't see any reason for this TA not to go for a Deso first. Like, it's like a choice between Blink and Deso. You do need both, but usually go Blink if you want to fight. If your team's like kind of far behind and you need to like get active on the map, that's when you go for a Blink. But his team's doing fine. They're 5k ahead at 10 minutes into the game. Kirito is having a pretty free game as well. He's he's doing really well compared to the troll. At least he's only got 36 last hits. Well on her way to the Battle Fury, although took a lot of pit stops on the way. Double Wraith Band plus the treads. Stampede's pop, they're not going to get anything out of it. And, oh, okay, they might get this Lina, but Archie, he needs to get the melee. He only hits the Lina with it, though, not the Timbersaw. Lina was already dead, so this was definitely some poor prioritization going on there. And Archie's going to end up falling for this one. He doesn't have level 6 anywhere near. Actually, who? Ogre took the tome? Oh, no, that's not good. You definitely don't want to give the tome to Ogre. He's, alright. The Berserker's Rage is pumped, but they're not going to kill this Timbersaw. Is this an elaborate bait? Diablo's added mana. God Game of Bob Ross has shown up bot now. He's popped the Dragon form. He's going to try and snipe this Courier, but the dot doesn't work on the Courier there. I think this was a big mistake, putting the tome on Ogre instead of the Witch Doctor, because the multicast is not exactly a very high impact ultimate, right? And there's like a chance you just completely whiff. Alright, Old Driver taking a ton of damage here. They have the siege creep, so it seems like they want to force this, but this is not a good situation for Microsoft at all. The Ogre's on the other side of the map just farming and not helping his team. And TA and PA are both like farming in the jungle. God Game of Bob Ross is in so much trouble. He gets Chakram. He's gonna get blown up by the Laguna Blade. He goes down. Another LSA comes out, and another Welling at death will finish off Old Driver with Chakram. Andrew, he's gonna die probably in the exact same position again. The Ice Path comes out. There's not quite enough mana yet for the Timbersaw to go for the kill, but Arcane Boost is available now. Andrew is gonna get blown up again. A monster kill for Diablo already at 12 minutes into the game. I thought this game was going to go a lot better than the previous one, but it seems like that's not really the case. TA's already got the Deso complete at 13 minutes into the game. Just going to take this mid tower very quickly now as well. So Stanky Danky gonna go for Diffusal Blade, which means I don't know, it's kind of it is the right choice. I think he definitely needs to get ready to fight because they're really far behind already, so you need to pick up like a early item to fight with. But at the same time, PA is a ticking time bomb, and he's definitely gonna fall behind the PA if he goes for a Diffusal Blade. But Ogre in a little bit of trouble. Finally, after many hits, he gets the crit, but it's not really enough. This level 1 crit has been nerfed so much over the years. It's not very good anymore. Hopefully the level 2 crit is where it's at. Oh, Diablo just diving. The Centaur ulti's popped. Diablo could be in trouble. He gets Hoof Stomp. He has 15 reactive armor stacks, so he should be okay. Witch Doctor's a little bit later, but he's still level 5, so he doesn't have Death Ward yet. And meanwhile, I mean, Ogre took the tome so long ago, but he didn't make any moves with it, so like, it's just wasted on this Ogre. Like, he could have at least tried to like come bot and make something happen, but instead he's gonna get solo killed by the PA here. Alright, God Give him Bob Ross, he's in so much trouble. He Dragon Tails the TA at least. The DK form's run out, and I think he's still in trouble. There's another Melt Strike available as well, so DK, you normally see him really tanky with tons of armor, but he's been whittled down to just 7. this game is going a lot worse than the previous one, that's for sure. Right, Centaur gonna get blown up by this Laguna Blade as well. He's godlike. This Witch Doctor is not getting out of here. The cast comes out, but should just be able to run down this Witch Doctor. Running towards the trees. Just gonna get run down by this Timbersaw. Does he even have boots? He doesn't have boots yet either, so that really feels bad. Oh, but TA's in a ton of trouble. She might actually go down. He gets blinded by the Whirling Essence. Is a slow available? She goes down to the Fire Blast. At least something for their team. Seki Deki has his ulti if they want to try and fight this, but I don't know how they're going to keep this Timbersaw in place. Does Timber chain aggressively for the Stampede is popped? Fire Blast? That was some miscommunication, I think. They didn't use the Stampede to achieve anything. They were already out. They were already home free from this Timbersaw. That was a big waste of a Stampede. Shadow Blade getting the item for TK. I mean, I guess it's like okay. It's like the halfway point between like being able to initiate with a blink, but it also gives you stats.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
There's some minor damage and attack speed. I didn't know for ages that Shadow Amulet gave you attack speed. I was like, wait, Glimmer Cape gives you attack speed? What the hell? Alright, LSTM. Might have gotten spotted there. But it seems like Anju's didn't notice. Alright, well, I feel like Bloodlust on the tower, but this is only... Oh, it's level 2 Bloodlust. A TA is going to take it so fast with this Deso. I don't think it's going to make a big difference here. Centaur is looking for the stun, but he isn't going to be able to get it. Macropire, actually, LSTM, he's going to be okay. A big Whirling Death onto Godgiver Bob Ross here, and a Belt Strike onto the Ogre. He's going to fall first. Godgiver Bob Ross. Is he going to get run down with a Timbersaw? The Whirling Death will finish him off. Laguna Blade onto the Centaur. Tiago's getting quite low. The Death Ward comes out, not the Maledict, and no one's going to die because of it. And Kirito, he runs into an ultimate ulti-troll. But this Death Ward just not really doing a whole lot. Alright, this is probably when you call it GG. They're just going to go high ground and take a Rax at 18 minutes into the game. I mean, this is like your last... This is the elimination match with Microsoft, but... I mean, last game you got whooped, and this game's not going... It's actually going worse. I thought they had a much better draft going into this, but 16k gold advantage. It's getting close to 100% win probability. PA is going to pick up her own Deso, even though she doesn't probably need to.
More fuel for my
It's a good item on PA, so even if like someone else has the minus armor, it helps you farm a bit faster. You always you don't necessarily want to wait for someone else to use their Deso, and by the time TA hits someone with Belt Strike, they're probably dead anyway. So like, Driver, Stampede's popped now. TA's actually in a ton of trouble with this nuke. She's not using the Death Ward. He finally goes down, but TA it will end up going down here. I don't think they can kill Diablo though. Seems like he's just gonna walk out of here. PA's in now. Crit kills off Old Driver and Godgiver Bob Ross slowed down by the Stifling Dagger, and he'll go down as well. Seems like Microsoft, they're in full retreat, but they're not gonna be able to get out of here. Timbersaw and PA far too mobile. Timbasaw's just gonna dive behind the T2 tower here. Should be able to kill this. The dagger doesn't crit, but yeah, this guy's definitely dead. Seems like maybe a bit of bad banner going on, but you might as well at this point, right? They're getting the tower anyway. This probably is when you should consider GGing.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Oh, Senki Denki. He just dies after his ultimate expires. Diablo is just having pretty much the freest game. There was definitely some potential for him to die, but the Switch Doctor didn't play very well, to put it bluntly.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Alright, this is the final T2. Whoa! You see if they can get this TA, but she has a Blink Dagger, so it doesn't seem very likely they can just like walk up and Fire Blast her. And Old Driver gonna get picked off by PA here.
One of the teams is aiming at Dota. Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
I don't think
Radiant's top
I
tower
don't
is under
think
siege.
Google would need to go for Roche to close out this game. Like, they're so far ahead right now.
Radiant's top tower is fallen.
Thanks, Google.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Alright. Well, Timbersaw taking a lot of damage, but he's got 24 reactive armor stacks. I don't think he's gonna die anytime soon. Just eating up that Maledict. A Rapier going to be the next item for PA. Well, if there's a way for to give Microsoft a chance to come back into this game, this definitely is it. Just if you feed them a Rapier, but she's also gonna go for a Roche. So doesn't seem like any way for Microsoft to contest. They scan it out, they go for a smoke. I guess they have to, but I definitely don't see them being able to win this fight at all. They have no items yet, no way to start fights. They're probably gonna stampede in, but there's no farm on anyone on their team. Lena's ahead of everyone. LSA onto the DK. He's Stampede finally comes out. The Dragon Tail onto the TA. Ogre's gonna be the first to fall here. And TA is just gonna clean up house. Oh, Diablo's actually gonna get the kill there. Oof. Diablo had a pretty free game, 15, 0, and 7. Alright. And we'll see this game slowly come to an end. Can they get any more kills on the side of Microsoft first? Seems like that's probably not going to be the case. I don't see how they're going to be able to kill anyone. TA's got a BKB now. Just going to pop that and kill the Ogre. Oh, the crit from PA kills it. Instead, but give Bob Ross is going to die as well. Can they get Diablo? He has no reactive armor stacks, but he's already out of there. That was, I guess, what they were looking for before the game ended, but seems like they're not going to get anything.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Not a juicy LSA dodge, but yours, this Lena's pretty speedy. Be able to get out there. Actually goes for a TP. The Fire Blast is actually going to kill the Lena here. Alright, now it's time to go GG. Yeah, you killed someone. You get a point on the scoreboard before the game ends.
Dire's bottom bottom tower is being attacked. Dire's bottom tower is in pieces.
Alright, can they kill Diablo here? Fire Blast? Valedict? He doesn't drop the Valedict before he Death Wards. Alright, now everyone's gonna die. I don't think he would have gotten the kill anyway. This game, I think, ended a really long time ago. GG's finally called, and Microsoft Dota Dust will be eliminated. I feel like a lot of the other round of 16 matches are going to look pretty similar to this, given that Google were the 4th seed, and that means that the other 3 seeds above them, their games are probably going to look just as dominant. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure if I want to cast these because I know they're going to be stompy, but I feel like out of the interest of covering all the matches, I should.